Hey everybody, welcome back to Why Not RV. If this is your first time watching, I'm Chris, and today we're going to talk about how to tow a fifth wheel. First things first, let's talk about how we get hitched up. We're going to go ahead and get this turned on and return it back to our hitch height so we can get hooked up. Now the RV is ready. Got my hitch open and ready. The tailgate down. Get my electrical ready. And now we can go hitch it up. All right, so inside the truck, I got my little remote here that I can raise and lower the front landing gear to line myself up with the hitch. So we're gonna go ahead and see what we can do here. And now we're hitched. All right, so our jaws are pinched in good. We're going to go ahead and pull out our emergency brake cable and our power cable and the battery charger. We'll get this hooked up real quick. I run my battery or my brake disconnect, runaway cable, whatever you want to call it, all the way up here past the pin. And then I take the pin. So it is on the other side of that pin, so it's not going to go anywhere. Retract all the jacks, and then we can go ahead and lock up this bay and pull on out. Now that we're hitched up, I do a quick walk around to make sure that all my jacks got brought up and my antenna is down, which you'd be able to see it if it's up. Make sure that all my straps are tight, which I just got a strap here, my generator nice and tight, and on my portable gray tank, good. Keep checking the jacks. I'm also looking at the tires, making sure that they look good. I check the inflation every couple days. We're all good. Now I can secure the door and we're ready to roll. All right, and now before we leave, we do a quick brake check on the trailer. We're good, and now we can pull out of here. So here I'm coming into this RV park, and it's a pull-through site. So what we got to do here is just come really nice and wide off to the side. I got my site right there on the right side. So I go real wide. I bring the truck as far to the left of the side as I can. And as you see, I kind of overturn just a little bit to bring the RV over. And then I start to make minor adjustments and pull it all the way through and straight. And then try and angle it nice and straight with the site. Depending on your site, you know, there's a lot of different ways you can pull in there. Some people want to be real close to the pedestal, but you got to be careful of your slides. Other people want to be real close to the other side. It just depends on your RV. If you have, you know, slides on one side, not the other, you might want to be parked on one side or the other of the site. And with pull-through sites, it's pretty easy to take care of that kind of thing. Now here we have Rob coming in his Class A, pulling into his pull-through site, and as you can see, he does the same kind of thing. He goes real wide to the side, almost looks like he's going to go into the other site, and then just overcorrects, overturns into his actual site, and then pulls in nice and straight and figures out how he's going to line up, and just slowly creeps along to get to the front and line up his RV. So this is a 90-degree back in, and what I go ahead and do is I turn the wheel the opposite direction of where you want the back of the trailer to go. So if you're sitting in the driver's seat and you were to turn around and say, okay, I want the back of the trailer to go to the left, you turn your steering wheel to the left. Now if you're sitting forward and you think I want the back of the RV to go to the right, that's actually your left if you were to turn around. That's the way I like to think about it, is if I were to be turned around looking at the back of the RV, what direction do I want it to go? Once I got it parked, I go ahead and just get out of the truck and do a little walk around and see where the back of my trailer is at and see how close to the fence I am, close to the pedestal, all that kind of stuff, and just make sure I like where I'm at. And if I don't, I can just get back in the truck, do a quick little shimmy, you know, pull back forward, pull back, and get the trailer parked just exactly where I want it. This is another example of a 90-degree back in, and again, so I want the rear of my trailer, if I were to be turned around, I want it to go left. So I turn my wheel to the left. That pushes the truck out to the right, which then swings the trailer around to the left if I were to be turned around, which in this example, I'm recording it so you can kind of see that's going to the left. So my steering wheel was turned to the left to make that happen. The next thing you want to always keep in mind when you're backing up, especially when you're backing up and maneuvering a trailer, is your truck clearance with your RV. If you have a short bed truck, you are not going to be able to get 90 degrees off of your trailer. So as you saw just now, I was not 90 degrees off the side of the trailer. I was probably, 45, 50 degrees off the side of it, because if I come any closer, the fifth wheel is going to come in and it's actually going to press against my back glass and probably just bust in my back glass in about half a second. Now if you have a long bed truck, those, I see people all the time that they go at a complete 90 degree to their trailer, and Chad from Changing Lanes has a really good video about a little maneuver to get to that 90 degree spot, so you can just push the trailer directly right on its axles and pivot it right to where you need to. Keep in mind when you're backing up your trailer, take all the time in the world. There's no rush for you to do what you're doing. Just take all the time you need. You want to go nice and slow so your tires aren't dragging and hurting them axles and whatnot. So just take your time. Here's another example. This is more of a 45 degree back in kind of situation. This is just mock up in a parking lot that I set up. So we parked Rob's RV there so that I could kind of show you what it looks like. But I just pull my rear axles just past the other RV, and I pull out kind of wide to the left so that then I have a little bit of room on my other side. So I go ahead and shimmy the truck over so that I can kind of do that same thing when you're doing a 90 degree back in. I want the RV to go to the left, so I got to turn my steering wheel to the left and pivot the truck off to the other side and start to push the RV back. Now again, take your time. If you need to pull forward, pull back forward. If you need to loop around and come back through, do that. There's no reason for you to rush something, risk hitting a pedestal. I always say goal, get out and look.
get out of your truck, look around you, see where you're at. If you feel, okay, even though you got your wife out there and she's backing you up and all of a sudden you're like, I feel like there's a rock back there. Get out and go look. Just go check it out. You'll get a way better sense of your surroundings if you just get out of your truck and look at the campsite and look at where the RV's at, and you'll be able to get it parked nicely. This last shot I went ahead and did just because sometimes you're going to get yourself in a sticky situation where you have to literally just back out of a neighborhood. Sometimes you'll pull down a neighborhood or you'll pull down a road and all of a sudden you thought that your clearance was good and you get to a bridge and it's not good. So you have to back out of it. So I just kind of did this to show you how to just make super, super, super tiny maneuvers and just back out of the situation. And again, the best way I like to think about things is turning around in the driver's seat and looking in the back of the trailer. If I needed to go to the right, I turn my steering wheel a little bit to the right. If I needed to go to the left, I turn my steering wheel a little bit to the left. And again, that's if I'm looking back at the back end of the trailer. If you're just looking in your mirrors and you say, okay, it needs to go to the right, then you turn it to the left. But anyways, so once you get out of a neighborhood or back far enough that there's an intersection or something like that, then you can do a little 90-degree back end maneuver, kind of like this, and push the trailer back into that roadway and get out of that situation. But to avoid that kind of thing, you really want to use a good GPS or a good program. I use RV Life about 99% of the time to make sure that my clearance and my weight and stuff is good. And I've only had to back out of a situation like this, I think once, maybe twice, and that was actually when I was using Truck Maps and Copilot. So again, tiny maneuvers. All right, everyone, well, that's it for this week. Be sure to subscribe and let me know what you thought of the video. Now, again, the biggest things to walk away with this video is take your time, get out and look. Do not worry about other people looking at you or whatnot. This is your RV, and some of these RVs are extremely expensive. So take your time in parking, take your time in backing up, and don't worry about what other people are going to think if you were to just go around and retry again, or if you're going to take 30 minutes to park. Just take your time. Do not rush it.